It is officially, legally Joever. Joe Biden dropped out of the race. Got an article on it here first, but also a video of Trump calling this from weeks ago. You might have seen it at the time, but if not, it's pretty funny either way. So Biden drops out of 2024 presidential election, endorses Kamala Harris as Democratic nominee. President Joe Biden on Sunday dropped out of the 2024 presidential race and endorsed VP Kamala Harris as the Democratic Party's nominee, bowing to weeks of growing pressure by his own party members to quit his re-election bid against former President Donald Trump. It has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president, Biden wrote in a post on the social media site X. Not enough of an honor to do it again, but, I did like it. And while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interests of my party and the country for me to stand down and focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term, Biden wrote. I will speak to the nation later this week in more detail about my decision, wrote Biden, whose bombshell decision came after a sharp spike in recent days in the number of congressional Democrats publicly calling for him to step aside for another nominee. And then here's a statement he put out on Twitter. You can see it on his Twitter account here if you are interested in that. Biden, in a subsequent tweet, wrote that his very first decision as the party nominee in 2020 was to pick Kamala Harris as my vice president, and it has been the best decision I've made to date. I want to offer my full support and endorsement for Kamala to be the nominee of our party this year. Democrats, it's time to come together and beat Trump, Biden wrote. Let's do this. There's a tweet of him endorsing her. Harris, in a statement, said, I am honored to have the president's endorsement, and my intention is to earn and win this nomination. Former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, in a joint statement from the Democratic power couple, said, and I'm assuming that's what they say, we are honored to join the president in endorsing Vice President Harris and will do whatever we can to support her. Biden, who has been isolated at his Rehoboth, Delaware beach home after being diagnosed with COVID-19, and Harris spoke on Sunday before he announced he would drop out of the election. NBC News reported that Biden, at 1:45 ET Sunday, told his senior campaign team that he had changed his mind about remaining in the contest. Trump, in a phone interview with NBC News, said of Biden's decision, he should never have been there in the first place. He should have stayed in his basement, said Trump, who was formally nominated as the Republican Party's candidate last week, days after narrowly avoiding being killed in an assassination attempt at a Pennsylvania campaign rally on July 13th. So that's most of the relevant part of that. And then this is the video of Trump calling it.
Gave me so much. How did I do with the debate the other night?
Oh, amazing.
That old broken down pile of crap.
Yeah.
It's a bad guy. He just quit, He's quitting the race.
Is that right?
Yep, I got
Sorry about Joe Biden. He's quitting the
him out of the race. And that means we have Kamala. I think she's going to be better. She's so bad.
And Kamala will be better, but she's so bad. She's
so pathetic.
It's so amazing.
It's just so fucking bad. So
I just can't imagine.
But can you imagine that guy dealing with Putin and the president of China, who's a fierce person? He's a fierce man, a very tough guy. And they see him, they probably they can't. But they just announced he's probably quitting.
Good.
Okay?
Yeah,
it's official now.
Just keep knocking him out, huh?
He's off to his next goal. He's got things to do and talk about that. But yep, totally Joever. That's the end of it. I think Kamala polls roughly the same as Biden did. So, I mean, in that aspect, maybe it's not so bad. But, I mean, everything's just going downhill for the Democrats. And Trump stocks are up every day now. I would be amazed if the Democrats can pull this one out. It's basically Trump's election to lose at this point.